So we're going to start this class with a few standing postures. So it would be good if you have a little block. And if you don't have a block, a little stool, a chair, something to put your hands on. And even if you can reach right the way down to the floor, this is our first posture, so take it easy. So the right foot is forward, pyramid pose, left foot is back. Not too wide a stance, not over there. And also, I quite like it when the feet are touching the sides of the mat, so you don't have one foot behind the other. So you're taking up more ground space, there's more balance. Inhale, exhale. So put your hands either down on the blocks, on the chair, sofa, bed. The wall is also a good one. Anything like that. Shin is fine. And then the breathing, inhale. There's a lightness to the breathing. Ribcage expand and exhale. There's a softness and there's a bit more heaviness to the exhalation. And that deepens your posture. And then do that again. Inhale. Pull your belly in. Expand the ribcage, feel your spine lengthen. And then exhale. So this is our first posture. It's our first stretch. So be nice. Inhale, suck your belly in. Inhale, expand the ribcage. Inhale, lengthen the spine, the back of the neck, there's a lightness. And then you exhale. And inhale, belly, that's your Uddiyana Bandha. Ribcage expands and expands, and you fill up, and there's your lightness. And lengthen, and then exhale. And as you're exhaling, as you're falling just a little bit further down to earth, can the tailbone stick up a little bit? Maybe yes, maybe no. That's a bit intense. Inhale, belly, ribcage, lengthen, lift, lightness, and then exhale. Ooh. All right, bend your right knee a lot, pull your belly in a lot, push into the foot a lot, and come up. Let's do the other side. Just saying hello, we're just saying hello to the hamstrings. Left foot forward, right foot back, feet are wide, so they're touching the sides of the mat. Turn your torso to the left foot. And then inhale. A little bit of a lift, and then exhale. A little bit of a fall. And do that again. Squeeze your belly in. Expand the ribcage as well. And then exhale. And do that again. Belly, ribcage, lengthening the spine. There's a little bit of a natural lift. And with your exhalation, there's a little bit of a natural fall. And do that again. Inhale. Just feel that undulation, feel the movement. The breath moves into the body, and then exhale. And then one more like that. Inhale. You come out of intensity just a little bit, and then with your exhalation, you go back into intensity. All right, bend your left knee, pull your belly in, push into the foot, and come up. Just a little shake. There's a few versions, so that's not an Ashtanga pose, but the next poses that we do are Ashtanga poses. So take your arms out to a T and roll your shoulders forward. This comes about halfway through the Ashtanga sequence. And then bring the tips of the fingers together, and then if you can, send your fingers up towards your hairline. Give a bit of a wrist stretch. Maybe you're taking shoulders back a little bit. Again, right foot forward and left foot back. Inhale. Lift up your heart with your inhalation. The little finger side of the hand is pressing into the back, lifting your heart up. And then exhale, squeeze your inner thighs, scissor. And so you fold over your right leg. And then inhale, is that little bit of a lift. Hold on to your wrists or your elbows if you want. And we inhale, belly, ribcage. Lengthening. And then exhale. See if you can think about the left side of the ribcage. Just aim it towards the inner right side. So that lines you up over the right leg a little bit more. When you inhale, press your feet. Lift your kneecaps and quads. Lengthen your torso, and then you exhale. Kneecaps and quads swings. Scissor the inner thighs. Fill out the lunge. Inhale. And then exhale. And the last thing I should have mentioned it right at the beginning, your drishti, your gaze point is your big toe. And you inhale. Press your feet, kneecaps and quads to the inner thighs, and then exhale. All right, bend into your knee, pull the belly in, push into your foot, come up, other side. Change your hands if you want to. If you want to stay in prayer, you can do that. If you want to hold onto your elbows, do that. Inhale. And then exhale, turn your torso, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Fold over the left leg. Fold. Press your feet if you need to. Press your feet down. Inhale. Do that natural lengthening and then exhale. And you inhale. So your torso, your shape, your posture doesn't stay the same when you're filling up the air. And then exhale, it's not the same when you empty and empty and empty. Naturally smaller. Press your feet, inhale, if the kneecaps engage the quads. Press the feet down. And then exhale, squeeze your inner thighs in towards each other. And you inhale, belly, rib cage. Expand and lengthen. Exhale, think about the right side of the rib cage and you just aim it subtly to the inner left thigh. And then one more like that, inhale. And exhale. All right, bend the knee, push into the foot, come up. Oh, shake the legs out, shake the legs out. Shake your hands out, shake your arms out. And so there's one more posture that's exactly like that. It's rotated Trikonasana. So right foot forward and left foot back. So let me tell you what we can do with the left hand. The left hand can go on the shin. It can go on the foot, it can go on the floor. Some Ashtanga teachers pull your hand right the way down to the floor. For me, that's far too far away. So you can pile up your blocks on the outside of the right foot. That would be nice. So the right foot is forward, left foot goes back. Lengthen your torso, inhale. And then exhale, fold, 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 and bring your left hand onto the blocks. If you have your fingers just spilling over the end there, like that, that might be quite nice. Put your right hand on the back, come halfway up, suck your belly in. And now roll the right shoulder up to the ceiling. And while you're doing that, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Nice. And press your feet down, lift the kneecaps, engage the quads. Fill up the lungs. Press, press, press the back of the hand to the back of the pelvis to lift that right shoulder up more. Your hand can stay there or you can reach up to the ceiling. Really press your left hand down to the block so it's as if you're pushing your torso away, a little higher away from the floor. Fill up the lungs, that's nice. Do the lungs. All right, and so you bend into the right knee, push into the foot, pull the belly in and come up. Nice, other side, left foot forward. So that's 3 lots of pyramid type poses. Come back to the hamstrings later and see how much good that's done. Blocks outside of the left foot. So inhale, lift up the chest, lengthen the torso, bring your right hand on the blocks outside the left foot, and you can let your fingers spill over the side. Left hand on your back, come halfway up to suck your belly in, Uddiyana Bandha. It's part of this posture. And then push into your right hand, take your left shoulder up to the ceiling. Squeeze your inner thighs, you're scissoring your inner thighs. And then press the back of the hand to the back of the pelvis to take the left shoulder up more. Press to take the chin up more. Press to turn the torso a bit more. The hand can stay there if you like or go up to the ceiling. You fill up the lungs. Press your feet down. Kneecaps and quads. Squeeze the inner thighs. Fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs. Oh my goodness. One more like that. Nice. Look down at your foot, bend the knee, pull the belly in and come up. Oh, shake out the legs. Shake it out. And then we're going to step out to the side. The blocks can be there underneath your shoulders. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Bring the big toes in towards each other, just slightly. Inhale. And then exhale, fold. So maybe your hands come down to blocks. Maybe to the floor. All of it's good. Once your hands are down, inhale halfway up. You know you're going to suck the belly in. And then exhale and fold. Try and let your head be heavy. And you inhale. Empty the lungs, exhale. And again, with your inhalation, there's a natural lift. With your exhalation, there's a natural fall. Inhale, feel the change in the shape of your posture with your inhalation. And then with your exhalation, feel the change in the shape of the posture, the direction of the posture. All right. Can you take your hands or take your blocks and can you just walk them over to the right foot? All right. And so your left hand can hold on to your right foot or your right ankle. Your right hand can go on the back and you just try and twist the torso. So with your left hand, you're pulling on your ankle. That's it. And you're trying to wind the right shoulder up to the ceiling. Nice. All right, come back down. Take your blocks, walk them over to the other side. But just to see what that's like, that should be a little bit more stretch already on the right side of the back. So your right hand can take hold of your left ankle or the foot, left hand on the back, and you're trying to draw the bottom shoulder under and the top shoulder back. Twist the torso. And pull on your right hand, pull on the left ankle. And fill up the lungs. And empty the lungs. And exhale around a little bit more. All right, and then come back to center. Bring your blocks into the middle, inhale. And empty the lungs, exhale. Just a little bit of quiet there, fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs. Nice. And come halfway up. Just turn your right toes to the top of the mat and put your left knee down. And if you've got padding, you know how much I like padding. So this is the hip flexor. Hip flexor time. What we're going to do with the hands, we can put them on the knee there. It's quite nice. We never do that one. Hands on the knee, inhale. And then exhale. Just send the right knee forward. Just drop down. Ooh. Inhale, up, inhale. Exhale, forward, exhale. Just drop the hip down. And you inhale. Exhale, forward, exhale. 2 more, inhale. Come out of intensity and exhale, go back into intensity. 1 more, inhale. And empty the lungs, exhale. All right, you can stay facing that way if you want. I'm going to turn and face the other end of the mat. So it's your left foot forward and your right foot that's back. All of it's good. Hands onto your knee, inhale. Exhale, just in the left knee forward and you drop down. Drop down. Oh, my goodness. Inhale, up, inhale. Intensity a little bit, exhale, you go back in. A little bit of extra intensity waiting for you. Inhale, up, inhale. Exhale, forward, exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward, exhale. 1 more, inhale. Then exhale. All right, and then come up. So you can change sides. You can bring your right foot forward. And we'll just take it into pigeon pose, hip opener. So your right foot is forward and you walk over to the left side of the mat. And put the knee down. And so the lower leg is crossing at some angle underneath the torso. And then walk the back foot back. 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 So that's quite a glute stretch. Gluteus maximus stretch. Fill up the lungs, inhale. Exhale, just drop that left hip just a little bit. It's not much movement at all. Inhale, a little bit up. Exhale, a little bit down. So stay there. So there are going to be times when your knee might feel like it needs a bit of support, or your hip, or something's going on, and you need weight on your hands. And then there's other times that you think, oh, I'm going to take a nap, that's fine. It's fine as it is. So you can put your hands underneath your forehead and rest the head, or stay on your hands if you need a bit of extra support. Then you inhale. 3, 4, 5, and you exhale. Just drop that head a little bit, drop the head. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Just let the hip drop down a little bit. Left hip towards the heel underneath it. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Drop the hip. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Drop the hip. Just see where you're feeling this before you come out of it. So there's definitely glute, right glute, maybe a bit of right hip, maybe a bit of right IT band right at the top. Right there, that's the gluteus maximus. If you want to get a little bit higher up in the pelvis, that's gluteus minimus. So just see where you're feeling this. All right, and then come up onto your hands and then sit down on your right side. Bring the left leg around. Bring the left leg around. So we're going to do our first twist. So put the foot down flat and the knee is up, straight up. And so if that means the ankle is on the inside, top of the knee, other side of the knee, that's fine. But can you try and really root the left sitting bone down? Put it down. Put it down. So when we do our twist, and the elbow is pushing the knee in the other direction, and the shoulder's going in that direction, maybe we'll see if we can try and get a stretch in the bit of the IT area, a little bit maybe of the gluteus medius area, maybe we'll get that. But keep that sitting bone down, try not to let it float. So pull yourself around into a nice starting position. Elbow outside the knee if you can. And then inhale, go taller. And then exhale, wind the left shoulder back. This is so much easier in the morning when there's no food in the belly. Inhale. Exhale, so the left shoulder goes back and the chin is over the left shoulder. You inhale. And then exhale, so the left shoulder back. And you root the left sitting bone down. With your elbow, push the knee in the other direction. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that left sitting bone down, don't let it float. One more inhale. And exhale. Use your elbow, push the knee in the other direction. All right, and then come back to center. Come over onto your hands and knees. Just a little bit of cat and cow. All right, and then let's do pigeon pose on the left side. So we started with the foot forward, the left foot forward. Left foot forward, usually I say the knee, and then walk the foot over to the other side. Walk, 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 walk. And then can you lay the lower leg down? Can you put the knee down? And so the foot might want to slip back. I've got into the habit of keeping my hand onto the foot. And then walk the right leg back, walk it back, walk it back. And see where you're feeling this. Fill up the lungs, inhale, exhale. Just think about the right hip dropping just a little bit. Just the right hip dropping. Inhale, lifting a little bit. Exhale, dropping a little bit. Just like that. So if you want some weight, your hands to take a bit of responsibility, and you want to stay here, you want to be a bit protective of your knee or your hip or glute or anything like that, you can stay on your hands. If you want to lie down, you can lie down. All of it's good. All of that's good. And so with your inhalation, a little bit of a lift. With your exhalation, a little bit of a fall. And so you inhale for 5. Lift the hip and you exhale. Drop the hip. You inhale and you lift. And you exhale and you drop the hip. And you inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Two more. Inhale, lift the hip. Exhale, drop the hip. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Sit yourself up. Just sit over onto your left side and swing the right leg around. Right, and so the foot can go anywhere where the knee is. And then think about your right sitting bone. Sit it down. Sit it down. And try and root it down. And then the right hand is behind you. Pull yourself around into a twist. The left hand around the leg. Can you get your elbow outside the knee? And you inhale, grow taller. And then exhale, wind the right shoulder back. And you inhale. And exhale, so you wind the right shoulder back, the chin is over the right shoulder, and you really make sure that that right sitting bone is centered, really pressing down to the floor. And you inhale. And exhale, press the elbow back. Let the lungs inhale. Empty the lungs, exhale. Remember your inhalation takes you out of the twist a little bit, and exhale and you go back in. So your sitting bone is down, right shoulder going back, elbow pushing the knee in the other direction, and see what you're feeling here. For me, nothing on this side, it's all on the other side. Oh, all right, so come back up. Come onto your hands and knees. Last week we did banana posture to get a side of the body stretch. And now we're going to do a child's pose, with our hands out to the side. And see if we can get that same stretch along the side of the rib cage, maybe further down into the pelvis. So your knees are underneath your hips. Bring your left hand outside of the left side of the mat. So your thumb is just touching the left side of the mat. And then your right hand is on the left hand. So you don't have to go far. That's why I specify that the thumb is just touching the side of the mat, because some people go way over, and I don't think that's necessary. You put your right hand on top of your left hand, and then you sink the bottom back. Sink the bottom back. Sink right the way back. And so your hands are on the left side of the mat, and you're getting a stretch on the right side of the back. And fill up the lungs. And empty the lungs. Sink the bottom back. Sink the bottom back. And inhale. Empty the lungs. Sink the bottom back. And the ribcage expanding. Empty the lungs. Everything softening. And then again. Empty the lungs. And one more like that. Inhale. Empty the lungs. Exhale. Just try and think of the bottom being heavy and trying to take you back a little bit more. Right, and then come up. And you walk through the middle. And then your right hand, your thumb is touching the outside of the mat. Your thumb is just on the floor beside the mat. And your left hand is on the right hand, and you sink the bottom back. So your hands are on the right side of the mat, and your stretch is on the left side of the back. And then the breathing, the inhale. There's a little bit of a lift, and then exhale. A little bit of a fall. Nice, and you inhale. Empty the lungs, exhale. So this is mostly going to be a side of the body stretch. But you might also feel it a little bit in the glutes. Feel up the lungs. Empty the lungs. 2 more. Ribcage expands, 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 and then softens and softens and softens. And 1 more like that. Inhale. Empty the lungs. Exhale. Very nice. And then come back up to center. Come onto your hands and knees, and then tuck the toes under and push back to downward facing dog. Just do a little walk. And then let's do the calves here. So you bend your left knee and you push your right heel down. That's it. Just bend your left knee, push your right heel down. Just get that calf stretch on that side, just on the right side. Fill up the lungs, inhale. Empty the lungs, exhale. Let's do the other side. Bend the right knee, push the left heel down. Just calf stretch on the left side, just wait. Fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs. This long inhalation. Just pushing into the calf, push the bottom, the heel down, bottom back. Long inhalation. Really long exhalation. All right, and then come back. Put your knees down, swing the legs around. Very nice. Lie on your back. Knees into the chest and roll from side to side and massage your back. So the left knee into the chest. Just draw it in a little bit. Fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs. We turn it into a twist of the right hand outside the left knee and the left hand out to the side. Draw the leg over the body. So don't worry about how far the knee is away from the floor. That's okay. Inhale. And then exhale. Just feel that downward movement of the exhalation. Can you also make sure that your left shoulder isn't lifting up? And if it is, just walk your torso over to the right side of the mat, to the knee side of the mat. And your chin can be all the way over to the left hand, and you fill up the lungs. It's a little bit of a lift. And then exhale, a bit of softening. Long inhalation. Long exhalation. So see where you're feeling this. That could be the outside edge of the hip there. Could be there, could be the leg, IT band. For me, it's mostly armpit and arm, bicep, all the way up there. On this side, totally different than the other side. All right, and so come back up. And then straighten the left leg and pull the right knee into the chest. And fill up the lungs, inhale. Exhale and squeeze. Squeeze the knee in a little bit. Inhale. To the lungs, exhale. With your inhalation, you don't have to do any extra work. That's about preparing, filling up with air, filling up with energy, anticipation. Exhale, that's when you do the extra squeeze. That's when you try and get your stretch. That's when you're telling your muscles relax. So your left hand goes outside of your right knee, your right hand out to the side. Draw the leg over the body. Doesn't have to go far. What's happening with your right shoulder? Is it down? Is it up? You know, even if it's down and grounded, you can still move your torso over to the left side of the mat. That just turns your body a little bit more. Twist your body a little bit more. And you fill up the lungs. And you feel that natural rise, that natural lightness, and then exhale. And try and feel that natural heaviness. Gravity is coming down on you, helping you sink and melt and relax and deepen the posture. And you inhale. And to the lungs, exhale. Fill up the lungs, inhale. And to the lungs. Where are you feeling this side? Is it the back? Is it the glute? Is it the leg? Armpit, bicep? One more like that, inhale. And to the lungs, exhale. All right, and then come back to center. Just knees into the chest. And you can squeeze the knees in. So if you pull the knees in towards you, all right, that lifts your tailbone up a little bit and then roll from side to side. Massage your back. So the next twist that we're doing, the first one was a bit of a preparation for this one. So feet onto the floor, knees up to the ceiling. Widen your feet a little bit and can you flatten your back? Lift up your back ribs, move them up the mat a little bit and put them down. And drop the knees over to the left, which means we're looking at the right side. Drop your knees over to the left. And your right leg is there, hanging in the middle. Fill up the lungs. Exhale, tell the right leg, be heavy, let go, relax. Come on, right hip, relax, relax, relax. Just see how much you can do just with your exhalation there. Let go, let go, let go, let go. And if you want extra, you can lift up your left foot and put it onto the right knee. See how that feels? Can you also think a little bit about the torso? Has the right side lifted up a little bit? Even a millimeter? Can you walk your torso to the left side of the mat? Just to settle the right side down. And trying to have a flat back. And inhale. And exhale. So where are you feeling this? If you're feeling anything uncomfortable in the knee, take the left foot off. You don't need that. And inhale. Exhale. If you're not using your left leg, you're just going to continue to tell your right leg, relax, let go, let go, let go. So where's the feeling? Is it across the hip? Is it the quad? Use your exhalation to tell your right leg relax, to tell your back relax. Your back ribs relax, your shoulders and your arms. Fill up the lungs. And the lungs and tell your right leg to relax and the arch of your back to relax. Lower back ribs to relax and fill up the lungs. And the lungs. Just check out where you're feeling this so we can compare it to the other side. Take the left foot off if you're using it, come back up. Feet a little bit wide in your hips, heels quite close to the sitting bone. Back flat, drop the knees over to the right, which means your left leg is dangling in the middle. We're looking at the left leg, fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs, tell the leg relax, relax, relax. So for me, this is entirely different. This is just a little corner of the lower back there. Just the lower side of the waist. So that's an option. That's why I like this posture. It goes into the lower back for a lot of people. It goes across the hip. There's a bit of quad there. You might get a little bit of glute. And so if you want extra help, you can lift up your right foot and put it onto the left leg. That might work on one side and not on the other side. And if your torso is tipped up a little bit, you can walk your torso back over to the right side of the mat. Fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs. Tell the left leg relax. Relax, relax, relax. Tell the glute, don't clench. No clenching. Fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs. And the left leg relax. Relax, relax. Inhale, you feel the ribcage going up to the ceiling. And exhale, everything softening and softening and softening down to the floor. Inhale. Empty the lungs, exhale. Tell the left leg relax. And the back ribs relax, and the lower back ribs relax, and the arch of the back relax. And fill up the lungs, inhale. Empty the lungs, exhale. Before we come out of this posture, where are you feeling it? How does it differ from the other side? Is this working for you? All right, and take the foot off and come back up. Knees into the chest. Oh, roll from side to side. I've changed my mind about how we're going to finish this class. We're going to do the chiropractor one with the bolster, which is quite a twist, usually for the lower back. I might get a little bit further down into the glute, the gluteus medius. Let's just see. So cross one ankle over the other, knees into the chest. Cross one ankle over the other, roll yourself up. If you like that, you can do a few rolls. If you don't like that, don't do a few rolls. Massaging up and down the back. So we need a bolster for this, and if you don't have a bolster, you have an imaginary bolster. So you put that at the top of your mat. Where if you were in downward facing dog, your hands would be there, either side of the bolster. And you've got your right hip beside the bolster. And if you don't have a bolster, that's where it would be. So put your hands either side of the bolster or the imaginary bolster. And you inhale, lift and lengthen the torso. Exhale, can you take the right shoulder back and bring the left shoulder forward? Oh. Done a few twists in this class now. And you inhale, lengthen the torso a bit more. And then exhale, take your right shoulder back and your left shoulder forward. And then one more like that, inhale. Exhale, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. 3 should be okay. You can do another one like that if you want. But we're trying to line up the belly button and the sternum with the center of the mat or the center of the bolster. So you can come down onto your forearms, or you can lay your torso down onto the bolster. And you can have your forehead on the bolster, or maybe your right ear. And breathe into the back. So we're just saying hello to the back. This is we've done twists, but this is quite a lot of twists going on here. So we're just saying hello. Is this all right? Is everything okay so far? And do I have permission to go any further? And if you don't have permission from the back or anywhere in the body, you can stay here. This is nice enough. And if you want to take it further, you come up onto your hands and you take hold of your left ankle, the top ankle, with your left hand, and you point the left knee directly down to the end of the mat. And the other foot can just come beside it, just to wedge it there and hold it in place. And then when you put the hands beside the bolster again, it's like starting again. We had the torso nicely lined up to the center, and now the torso is facing the corner. So we go again, inhale, lift. Exhale, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Yeah, starting again, it's a whole new posture, really. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Slowly coming around, slowly turning the ship around. Inhale. Exhale, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. So you can come down onto your forearms, or you can come down onto your bolster. Again, it can be your forehead. It can be your right ear. One of those. Fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs. This one, slow breathing. Inhale, that's you gathering your energy, gathering your air. Anticipation, preparation, then exhale, softening and softening and softening, softening and softening. So if you feel that the body's got used to this posture, there's a couple of things you can do. You can just lift your ribcage off of the mat just a tiny bit and just slide it over to the right a little bit more. If you don't have a bolster, you can just move your forearms over to the right a little bit more. You just added a little bit of twist, a little bit more twist. Fill up the lungs. Empty the lungs. See what you're feeling this. So it's on the left side, across the hip, smaller the back. Where are you feeling this one? And so one last adjustment. If you haven't already, you lift up your head, you turn your chin to the left side, and you put your left ear down. And if you don't have a bolster, it's your left elbow that goes underneath your chin, your left cheek in your hand, and you just lie your head down in your hands, so your chin is pointing over to your right shoulder. Then up and down. For me now, that's more side of the waist, lots of side of the waist. Then up and down. And to the mouth. Nice long, slow breathing. More like that. Inhale. Exhale. Softening and softening and softening. Softening with each exhalation. So now turn your head, put your right ear on the bolster. Or just release the head, bring your knees together. Bring your knees together, so that's a kind of fetal position. Put your hands down underneath your shoulders and come up, and you can do just a little bit of cat and cow. Cat and cow. Not too much, just a little bit of movement. And then you bring your left hip, you sit down with your left hip beside the bolster, and your knees are just pointing out in the same direction. One leg is on the other. You know, we've got a starting point and then we start again. So hands either side of the bolster or hands in your chaturanga position, and you inhale, lengthen the torso. And then exhale, take your left shoulder back and your right shoulder. And then do that again, lift your rib cage up a little bit. And then exhale, left shoulder back and right shoulder forward. One more, inhale. And then exhale, I always think 3 will do it. Use another one, do another one. So can you put your torso down on the bolster? If you don't have a bolster, just come down onto your forearms. Breathe into the back. And to the lungs. So now ask permission, is it okay to go further? Do you want to stay here? Stay here by all means, this is enough. Stay here. Otherwise, you come up onto your hands. And you take your right hand and you hold onto the top ankle and you point the knee directly down to the end of the mat. And the other foot can just wedge there. And then hands either side of your bolster again. And you inhale. And then exhale. So your left shoulder goes back, your right shoulder comes forward. It's kind of starting again once you change the shape of the legs. Fill up the lungs. And then empty the lungs. Take your left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. So we're really trying to line up the torso with the floor or with the bolster. We're trying to not have the right side of the rib cage lifted. So that's not really taking us into a twist if we do that. Fill up the lungs and empty the lungs. Exhale, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. And then you put your torso down. Oh, I got the click. I got the click. Oh, got another click. So you can have your forehead on the bolster or your left ear. Breathe into your back. And empty the lungs, exhale. Expand the back ribs. With your exhalation, you're telling the body, soften, 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 relax, relax, let go, let go, let go, let go. And inhale. Empty the lungs, exhale. It doesn't take much to make this posture take it a little bit further. You can just lift hardly even lifting your ribcage up off the bolster, just sliding it over to the left a little bit, and then relaxing down again. And if you don't have a bolster, just moving your forearms over to the left a little bit. That's it. That's it. It's because your body is softening from the first position, the second, the third, the body is softening and softening and softening. And if you haven't already, you can have your right ear on the bolster. If you don't have a bolster, your right elbow is underneath your chin, your right cheek is in your hand, and you lay the head down, and so the chin goes over to the left cheek. Sorry, the left cheek, the left shoulder. Chin goes over to the left shoulder. Just lying your head down in your hand. Fill up the lungs. Breathe into the back and you exhale. One more like that. Inhale. Nice, luxurious, long inhalation. And then exhale, softening, 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 softening. So put your left ear on the bolster, bring your knees together. Hands underneath your shoulders and lift yourself up. Tiny bit of cat and cow, not much movement. It doesn't have to be one of those exaggerated ones where you push the floor away with all your life and your spine goes up to the ceiling for all your worth. Not one of those, just a little bit of movement. And then here's how we're going to finish the class. This is a child's pose, but with the bolster underneath. And if you don't have a bolster normal, child's pose, but widen your knees. And your bolster comes all the way back, all the way back. So it's going to be right underneath your torso. So take yourself back, take your bottom back. So this is a yin child's pose. All right. And so your torso will be on the bolster. And you know what? If the bolster is too low, you just lift it up a little bit. Which is also quite nice. It's also quite nice. And let your arms just reach a little bit forward and then relax. So I quite like child's pose like this, but whenever I give it as an option in class, people like unsupported child's pose. That seems to be the consensus. But to finish your class, we're not going to finish on the back, we're going to finish here. So supported child's pose, a little bit of extra back strength. Feel the ribcage expansion, everything softening. Ease in the body. Gentleness in the body. Kindness in the body now. And we can put the hands onto the floor, walk your hands back towards your knees, sit yourself up. Let the shoulder roll. Cross-legged position is kind of traditional. Say namaste. Namaste. I hope that worked. I hope we got to all the relevant corners.